This is the Morning Drive Podcast from Double T 97.3, presented by Cantex Roofing and Construction.
I'm Mike Hebert, owner of Cantex Roofing and Construction. Every day is game day, and we'll get it right when it comes to your roofing, construction, windows, and mirrors. Call Cantex Roofing and Construction today. Together, we are one serving you.
The biggest question for all of us is, boy, I wish we could be 6 foot something and have a cannon for an arm, because you make a lot of money in college football if you've got some height and escapability and accuracy with throwing the football, Jamie.
Yeah, absolutely. You can do that in the NFL too.
You can do that in the NFL too, but
I think that last part that you mentioned there was the most important.
Accuracy?
The accuracy.
Yeah, the accuracy. What, do you think there's a ton of guys out there that are 6 foot something that got a cannon for an arm?
I think if you are accurate with your passes, you can go a long way playing quarterback.
Sure. I was thinking about this morning, just kind of rambling through my head, for a guy like Baron Morton, a week ago, I mean, everything's surrounding him, in terms of how's he doing, how's the team look, what kind of run can you make? It's just everything's at your laying at your feet. And now today, somebody else is in the QB1 chair and QB1 parking spot, and I got to think that, man, that's a heck of a trip to be highest of highs, and then now all of a sudden you're like, okay, now what do I do? And it's probably that way for a lot of those guys, but for the quarterback, who's the highlight guy and the headline guy and who everything's centered around, now you've got, okay, now what do I do? Not everybody's handing me everything that I need and taking care of my every whim. Now it's somebody else, and that somebody else is going to be Brendan Sorsby, Jamie. The Cincinnati quarterback is coming to Texas Tech. It was, I think, a whirlwind weekend for him, as he came here to Lubbock on Friday and then spent some time in Baton Rouge at LSU on Saturday, and then at the end of the day yesterday, finally making a decision and saying Texas Tech is where I want to play, be paid to play. Right? I mean, it's a handsome amount. Sources have predicted this to be around $5 million for him to come here. I think there was a time when you thought Sam Levitt was going to come here and visit, and if you kind of read the tea leaves or what people have to say on social media. And by the way, you can keep track of the Texas Tech portal, and we'll get into some of that. Go to doubleTSportsNetwork.com, as the guys are keeping track of that, and Rob Rowe is compiling all that, so you can see the ins and the outs for this Red Raider football team. But your thoughts on Sorsby coming to town?
Well, that's the quarterback that was choice number one for me. And, depending on which publication you look at, he was the number one player or the number two player in the portal. Levitt was the other one that was some of the time listed as the number one guy. So clearly this was a guy that the Red Raider coaching staff kind of has pinpointed as their guy that they wanted. So that's awesome news.
27 touchdowns for him on 2,800 yards passing. He rushed for 580 yards rushing. And so he now projects to be one of the top quarterbacks in the 2027 draft, because obviously he's coming here to play. And it'll be interesting to see who comes with him, offensively, and who decides to stay. I mean, Terrence Carter's already come out and said that he's going to stay, which I thought was awesome news that you got.
Terrific news
at the bowl game. And Howard Sampson has announced that he is going to come back for the Red Raiders as well. So that's also equally good news for Texas Tech to come back. But for this is the times that we're in with regard to compensation and things like that. Cody Campbell posted on his site, "Let's go. Texas Tech got a taste last year. We want more and are building a dynasty. We're hungrier and more committed than ever. Every Texas Tech player will be surrounded and supported by an elite cast of teammates, a sound culture and program, a solid and stable coaching staff, the best facilities in the country, and the most passionate and committed fan base in America. Wow, there's a lot there. But I mean, there's a lot that's true there. I mean, one of the things that Sorsby said that he was impressed with were the facilities and the culture at Texas Tech. I mean,
and the $5 million.
And he didn't mention that, but that has to help. And
I would think what Brennan Sorsby saw here. I mean, obviously they're all getting paid handsome amounts of money. He could have got $5 million at LSU probably as well. So the facilities, I think, are a factor in it too. But I think he has to see the success of what the program had this year and feel like, hey, that could be me next year playing in a college football playoff game. And and that all comes from being part of the culture that we talk about with what Coach McGuire has brought to the table with this program. So all of the things were factors. Yeah. All of them. And so, I mean, I would not downplay any of them, and I would not ignore any of them.
Yeah.
Oh.
Sam says this: after last night's news, I feel much better. I'm excited. Wish we could run it back sooner than next season. We'll be back. But it is amazing, though, isn't it? And I don't know if they can fix how this works or not, because, what Nick Saban would like is basically almost do away with spring football. Well, I mean, change how the season ends. Okay, change the length of time between the conference championship games and the college football playoffs. I think everybody's in on that. Do you go to 16? So you go to 16, and then can you change when you come in and out of the portal? So that it's later on. Maybe it's, and he's talking about make it in May, and then have some kind of camp or whatever in June. And Coach McGuire said, you could move these games up to week 0 because we've got these guys all summer long. The need for 4 weeks for a fall camp is just not necessary like it was, 20 years ago or 10 years ago.
Gotcha. Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, it would take a giant rethinking of college football, but I think you've kind of reached that point where you're ready for some giant rethinking, don't you?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, especially with how you're handling the scheduling of things. That has to be, feels like, I mean, in the 2 years of this format and 7 of the 8 teams with a bye losing, I think you'll see some restructuring one way or the other.
Yeah. 6:40 this morning here on the Morning Drive. What do you think? Give us your thoughts and comments on the Yates Flooring Center chat line. Go to doublet973.com for that. And then, again, if you want to keep track of the portal, the comings and the goings, stay with DoubleTSportsNetwork.com.
Your daily dose of sports and fun. This is the Morning Drive Podcast from Double T 97.3, presented by Cantex Roofing and Construction.
5th, 2026, with this day in sports history. Here is Jeff McGuire.
Starting in 1927, as I blow everybody out there, I apologize. Major League Baseball Commissioner Mountain Kennesaw Landis begins a 3-day public hearing on charges that 4 games played between the White Sox and the Tigers in 1917 had been thrown to Chicago. Because we all remember that great Tiger scandal. 1957, Dodgers' Jackie Robinson announces his retirement rather than be traded to the New York Giants. 1995, Bill Fitch becomes the 5th coach in NBA history to register 850 career victories with the LA Clippers, 95-93 home win over the Philadelphia 76ers at the LA Memorial Sports Arena. 2007. Keep in mind, today is 2026.
So 19 years ago.
Bill Cowher resigns as head coach of the Pittsburgh Steelers. He, of course, was their 2nd ever coach. Their 3rd coach, still going.
Still going, and he's in the playoffs. And a lot of people thought that Bill Cowher was going to take a year off and then go back to coaching, and probably had many, many opportunities. But
I would bet so.
He lost his wife, and I think he kind of looked at the television world and went, man, I can still make a whole lot of money, and it's a whole lot less stressful.
Mm-hmm. He does a good job.
And does a good job.
I'm a fan.
He's got a great jaw for it, too.
Yeah. Yes, he does.
And in 2021, Texas Tech sophomore Terrence Shannon Jr. scored a season-high 22 points in an 82-71 win over Kansas State. It is National Whipped Cream Day.
I think everybody's a fan, right?
I think so. Unless maybe they're on a diet.
They'd still be a fan. They just can't have any. It's different. Normally, we don't celebrate birthdays for people who aren't actually celebrating today. I think we can make an exception here. E.J. Holub would have celebrated a birthday today.
Oh, nice.
Now, one Red Raider who is celebrating a birthday today, Zach Smith, turns 29 today.
I wonder what he's up to these days. Is he hooping somewhere?
That'd be my guess.
Yeah.
Moving on to the famous celebrities from today. Bradley Cooper, 51. Marilyn Manson, 57. Robert Duvall is 95. Warwick Dunn, 51. And Charlie Huff, who I'm willing to bet could still throw a knuckleball, is 78.
Of all those people, probably the guy that you would least likely to share a piece of birthday cake with would be Marilyn Manson, and the guy most likely would be Charlie Huff. You could sit down and have a piece of birthday cake with somebody, one of the birthday people.
Yeah, sure. I don't think I'm hanging with Marilyn Manson at all, but I'd like to hang out with Bradley Cooper too.
Okay.
He seems like a good dude. He's an Eagles fan, so.
And on this day in 1998, Sonny Bono, best known for being half of the 1960s singing and acting husband and wife duo of Sonny and Cher, is killed in a skiing accident while on vacation with his family in South Lake Tahoe, California. The accident occurred when he left his family to ski above alone on the afternoon of January 5th. He was reported missing several hours later, and his body was found that evening. Police said that he skied into a wooded area and hit a tree that caused his death was a massive head injury. That is this day in sports history.
This day in sports history, 6:49, ending on a somber note today. NFL playoffs have all been settled. Is the team that maybe is the most overlooked in the AFC the team that's on a 9-game winning streak, the Houston Texans?
Yes.
I think there's 4 teams in the AFC that are really, really good, and I think the Texans are one of them. I would not be shocked if any of the 4 were to be the representative in the Super Bowl. I don't necessarily think the first round of the playoffs in the AFC are going to be just spectacular, but I think the second round is going to be really, really entertaining, and even on to the AFC Championship game. But I think you got 4 really good teams in the AFC.
So I'm going to guess, obviously, the Texans.
They're the top 4.
Okay, the top 4.
Pretty simple.
Well, I didn't know if you had somebody else in mind.
Well, the top 4.
Okay, just the top 4. All right.
Denver, New England, Jacksonville, and the Texans. And I think you bring up a good point, Chuck. I mean, maybe the Texans are being overlooked a little bit. I don't know. I just know that I think that defense will play, and I think they can beat anybody because of it. And their offense has come along nicely as well, but that defense is really good.
I mean, I just don't think they're getting the national talk that, the Bears have gotten, or that, and deservedly so, the Jaguars, who are 13-4. Obviously, the Eagles, the defending champions, deserve some headlines. The 49ers at 12-5. What the Patriots have done, their resurgence with their coach and their quarterback, and then clearly too what Denver has done with Bo Nix and with Sean Payton, basically rebuilding that deal. So I think it's easy for them to kind of get lost in the headlines, so to speak. But it's like, oh, by the way, they're a really, really good football team.
I think it feels to me like it's as wide open, really, on both sides as it's ever been in recent years, at least. there's, again, I think any of those four could. And then I look at the NFC side of things, and I think there's just as many on that side that wouldn't surprise me if they came out on over there. So I don't think it's the dominant. I don't think we can look at it now and go, oh, no doubt this is Broncos Seahawks in the Super Bowl. It may be, but it doesn't feel like it has in recent years when we could always just look at it and go, yeah, no way the Chiefs aren't there.
Yeah. The Super Bowl, by the way, this year is going to be played at Levi Stadium there in Santa Clara. So who knows? Maybe the San Francisco 49ers, who are hosting, get to host or get to do that.
Hope not.
So we'll see. We'll see what happens. 6:52 this morning here on the Morning Drive. This might be a good time to bring this up. I have a NFL rule change that I think I'd like to run by you guys. Okay?
Okay. If it has anything to do with the kickoff, I'm in favor of it. I despise the new kickoff rules.
Okay. Well, it doesn't, but it kind of does. All right. I think the NFL should do away with the coin flip. And I think the home team should just get to say, we're deferring, or the home team should just get to pick. Because everybody plays 8 home games and 8 road games. Or, well, now there's 17, so that doesn't necessarily work out. So, anyway, I think if you're the home team, just do it. It seems like the coin flip is the most ridiculous thing in the NFL because you're going to get to 18 games at some point in time. So when they get to the 18th game, maybe that's when you do that. Okay, if you're the home team, you get to pick. Do you want to kick off or you want to defer? But that would end some of the ceremony of, the pageantry of football.
I'm not going to sit here and tell you right now that I would be outraged if they changed that rule, just because that to me is a rule that I don't care.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know what you would gain by changing to your rule, but I don't know what. That's like something I just
think of all the quarters that have landed on their head, Jamie. We got to worry about concussions.
I don't know why that
quarters.
just popped.
I don't understand why you want that so badly.
I don't know. It just kind of.
What are you trying to get rid of that has hurt you? That like we need to change this.
It just kind of popped into my head yesterday when
I'm so tired of seeing people stand at midfield. Like, what are you trying to do away with?
It just kind of popped into my head yesterday when I was listening to the Cowboy game. I pulled up to my house, and I was waiting for the kickoff and waiting for them to determine who was going to hit the coin flip. And I was just like, you know what? This is ridiculous.
So you're just wanting to get to the game quicker?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, well, in that case, let's do away with all pregame shows.
The Morning Drive podcast from Double T 97.3 is presented by Cantex Roofing and Construction.
Love to hear your thoughts and comments on the Yates Flooring Center chat line. Go to the Double T 97.3 mobile app, which is presented by Happy State Bank. Visual Edge IT hotline is open to 806-771-0973. I wanted to ask you this, just a real quick question, as we're now past the first game of Big 12 men's basketball, and Tech, of course, won Saturday over Oklahoma State, 102-80, and you'll play Houston tomorrow. If as you look at things, where would you rank the Red Raiders right now?
In the Big 12?
In the Big 12.
I'd probably go a little bit higher than I've been, but I'm 4 or 5-ish.
Okay.
Somewhere around there.
Okay. Yeah, I'm. That's kind of about what I thought you'd say. I kind of had 4 in my head. Because man, you look at it and Arizona's the number 1 team in the country. Iowa State, they're right there, top 10. BYU, top 10. Houston, top 10. I mean, they're ahead of that. I mean, the latest coaches poll, which came out last week, I had Michigan at 1, Arizona at 2, Iowa State at 3, Houston at 8, and BYU at 10. The Associated Press poll for Week 8, they did not do one for the men or the women last week. The Associated Press didn't because of the holidays and whatnot. But Arizona is 1, Iowa State's 3, Houston is 8, and so and then Texas Tech was 15th. So yeah, I think that kind of goes without saying. I mean, because you got Arizona, Iowa State, BYU, Houston. I mean, if you beat Houston, then you're going to say, well, you're 4, right?
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, and maybe you put yourself at 5 right now, but I mean, I think that top 4 is pretty stout, and then you're right there behind them because I think the Red Raiders are starting to play pretty good basketball.
Yeah, their best basketball of the season without question.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And it just kind of feels like it's starting to come together a little bit. So we'll see about that. You can keep track with what's going on with the happenings of the portal for college football, which is open, and teams all across the country are flying guys here, there, and everywhere, and making their best pitch. You can keep track at doubleTSportsNetwork.com. In right now for the Red Raiders, the quarterback, of course, Brendan Sorsby. He'll transfer from Cincinnati to here. I would presume that he'll be here for as quick as he can to get acclimated and enrolled and be a part of this football team. Starting right now, he's probably working phones as well. You pick up a linebacker from Kansas State, Austin Romaine. He, according to the article from Rob Breaux at doubleTSportsNetwork.com, he regressed in 2025, what was a second-team All-Big 12 linebacker in 2024. And then you pick up a wide receiver from Liberty, Dante Lee, who averaged almost a little over 19 yards per catch, had 5 touchdowns. And then Jalen Jones, an FCS, an HBCU All-American from Alabama State, had 23 yards per catch. Rob says he's a legitimate deep threat and playmaker with 9 touchdowns. How do you feel about, I guess it is what it is at this point, the in-conference transferring and things like that?
Yeah, I mean, it's allowed. So
it is what it is, right?
I'm to it.
And then also picked up a defensive lineman from Akron State. Among those coming back right now, Terrence Carter and Howard Sampson. So you feel really good about having a couple of those guys back. Would you say that a need, something you would like kind of fulfilled in this for what remains for this portal season would be the offensive line?
I would definitely think offensive line, and I think anybody on the defensive line too, both on the outside and in the inside. Just
because of what you're losing, yeah. And I would tell you this too. I don't necessarily think your defense has to be as dominant. Granted, if it can be, awesome. But I think that you need to see a little bit more out of your offense, and just so that you feel like that. And I feel like that you're gonna, with the addition they made last night at quarterback. But now you've got to figure out a way to protect him and be able to get the ball to guys that can do something with it after he either hands it off or throws it to him.
I would say I would like to see the offense be more consistent. I mean, you ended up being a top 5 offense in the country. I don't think any of us would complain about that number. Mm-hmm. But, at times you were great and at times you were pretty pedestrian. And then there was a time, a.k.a. last Thursday, where you were just horrible for quarters. So I think you want to see more consistency out of your offense, a lot more consistency.
There's a number of guys that have put themselves in the transfer portal, probably for a variety of reasons. Is there anybody on that out list that you're surprised about that you would have really would have liked for him to stay?
Yeah, no, nobody's jumped out at me at this point, just because I feel like this is the nature of the beast at this point, and whoever leaves, we're just going to be able to more times than not upgrade. Mm-hmm. With the resources that you have at this point.
I guess I was the one that I was surprised about was I was surprised that Mitch Griffiths opted out, but I'm guessing that he probably looks at himself and went, I think I can still play. I don't want to just sit on the bench and work my tail off in practice, and I don't know if he's got next level aspirations or not, but maybe he feels like, well, maybe I can go be a practice squad guy somewhere, or be a backup to a backup on an NFL roster if I get enough reps.
Yeah, I liked Mo Horn too. But it gave you some good depth. But if he wants to go and start somewhere, I get it.
The other one that kind of surprised me a little bit. Again, I don't know anything about the dynamics of this, but just because I heard him talked about him was Kelby Vasson, the wide receiver who Coach McGuire, and this is what Rob says, singled him out as a player to watch in 2025, but the wide receiver position didn't rotate much past the starters. He'll have 2 years remaining.
Yeah, I think Velson was a guy that when you saw him on the field, you thought, man, that dude's going to be a stud at some point.
And I just thought maybe he looks at himself and goes, I'm more than a kick returner.
Yeah, no doubt.
I can help somebody, and maybe I can make some noise as well. And then the kicker, and I'm not surprised because of what Stone Harrington did in terms of beating him out, but Upton Belafonte, who last year was considered to be, as Rob says, a prize of the last portal class, but then was beaten out by Stone Harrington. He has spent time at Alabama and Buffalo, and now Texas Tech. He's going to be a 4-school guy.
Good for him.
It's crazy on some of these. It's crazy on some of these basketball deals, Jamie, where you don't have to dig
for Oklahoma State this weekend that was on his 6th school.
Yes. Mm-hmm. Yes. I mean, how
does he even stay eligible?
How is it?
How do all those transfer? I mean, all those credits transfer. I mean, I don't know. Mm-hmm. Yeah, my guess is we're not real worried about his graduation date or anything like that.
Yeah. Kobe posts this, and it was good to see this. He said, speaking of the first Big 12 basketball game, my son got to be in the baby race. He didn't win, but it was a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun.
Oh, that's cool.
Watching that. So I'm sorry that he didn't win. Kobe, what's going on there, man? Can you coach him up a little bit? Give him a little extra POB there and say, go after it, man. 7:25 this morning here on the Morning Drive. Jamie's question of the day is next.
This is the Morning Drive podcast from Double T 97.3, presented by Cantex Roofing and Construction. Jamie's question of the day on Double T 97.3 is brought to you by Connecticut of West Texas.
Continued discussion, huh?
Continued discussion.
It's quite a tease.
I thought I was just trying to be clever, but
I think I speak for Jamie. Try harder.
Okay. Try harder. I'll try harder.
Be better tomorrow.
I got the 7:45. I got the 8:30. I got the 8:45.
You're supposed to entice them to come listen to that particular segment.
More stupid NFL rule suggestions by Chuck.
See, that is something that people would tune in for.
Probably they would. They probably would.
Yeah.
You could just say by the group. You wouldn't have to single.
Well, that was my idea to eliminate the coin flip. Although Chris Snead off of My Line and Yours said that's what they do in the UFL. The home team just gets to choose, and they don't have a coin flip.
Oh, yeah.
But that'd take away a sponsor, so that'd probably be bad because the coin flip's usually sponsored by somebody. So
what does the coin flip have to do with Jamie's question of the day?
Nothing, but you guys had given me such a hard time about continued discussion. I thought we could have had something like the coin flip deal. I could have.
We gave him such a hard time.
Yeah. Okay. A little bit of a hard time. Justifiably so, too.
You made me laugh. I'm just going to say that.
Okay,
you made me laugh.
Took me to 7:30.
Okay, so I got 2 questions for you today.
All right.
They're very similar. And I don't know if this is easy or hard for you guys, but I'm going to ask it. Okay. I'm going to give you up to 4 words. Okay? Up to 4 words.
For him and I.
Each.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. For each answer.
Up to 4 words.
I want you to describe the way you felt after the game on Thursday, and I want you to describe the way you feel right now.
Okay.
This is obviously pertaining to the football game. I don't,
right.
If you ate something bad this morning and you have an upset tummy, I don't want to hear indigestion. In reference to the football game, how did you feel then? How do you feel now?
Pitted. Bummed, upset, conciliatory. And then this morning I felt like hopeful, elated. Sun rose.
Okay.
I gave you 4. I mean,
okay, those were 4. Yeah, I was kind of thinking like, that's good. That's fine. Okay. That's great. Yep.
Just trying to stay within the boundaries.
Yeah, no, that works. That works.
Here we go. Jeff's had a little bit more time here, so he's writing his down.
I'm having to combine a word to make 4, but I apologize. Don't wanna talk about it.
Okay.
That's from last week, right?
Yes. For this week, for how I feel today.
Mm-hmm.
Good season, terrible finish.
Okay. That's pretty good. Okay. I thought, like, I was suggesting you would have, like, a saying. Like, I am really mad. Okay, for example. Okay, that's... So I was giving you...
I am really mad didn't cover where I was at on Friday morning.
Okay.
Mine
is
really
just,
bummed.
Mine is just... Yeah, right. That's fine.
I'm really bummed.
Mine is just one word for both of them. I'll be honest with you. Thursday, I was shocked. I was absolutely shocked that our offense looked that bad. I was just shocked. Like, I kept expecting us to figure something out, and we never did. I was shocked that for 4 quarters we looked that bad on offense. Today, I want to be where you just mentioned, Chuck, about feeling like the sun's coming out again and being excited about the portal class and all that, and I am. But I'm still stuck on this season, and I think I'm just sad. I'm just sad right now.
That's fair.
And that's just because I know the games are coming up, and I feel like you're good enough to compete with those teams, and you're not getting to do that because you really struggled on offense last Thursday, and I'm bummed by it. I'm bummed. I'm also bummed that for such a great season, so many Tech fans are going to have a bad taste in their mouth, and currently I do, so I'm not saying that you shouldn't have that, okay? I'm bummed for the players involved, and I guess if I was picking one in particular, I would say for Baron Morton, that so many people are going to want to remember him for that instead of all the great things, positive things that he accomplished here at Texas Tech. And so I hate that for him personally. I can't imagine how difficult all of that was, how difficult it still is to this day. And I don't know how this is going to continue to, how many times in his life he's going to look back and be disappointed about what happened on Thursday.
Sure.
And I hate that for him, for a guy who I feel like has been a great representative of our university and our football program. So I hate it specifically for him, for the people like him. I mean, every other player, or not every other player, but all the players that didn't graduate or use up all their eligibility on Thursday are still, all the people that are coming back have a chance to rewrite a different story. Mm-hmm. And for all of those seniors that played their last game for Texas Tech, they don't have a chance to rewrite the story. And I'm sad for them.
Sure. And especially for a guy like Baron Morton, who, was born here, grew up here, his dad coached here, he, wanted to be here, he stayed here, all those things. That's the guy that you feel the most for. It just did all that he could do. Let me ask you this: Do you think he has a chance at the next level? Think he'll get some opportunities?
I'm sure he'll go to camp with somebody and get a chance. I mean, I think it's an uphill climb, but I mean, I wouldn't predict he's going to have a long NFL career or anything like that, but I'm sure he'll get a look.
Yeah.
The Morning Drive podcast from Double T 97.3 is presented by Cantex Roofing and Construction.
Jamie Lent and Jeff McGuire. I'm Chuck Heinz. We come to you from the First United Bank studio. Thoughts, comments, Yates Flooring Center chat line. Go to doublet973.com for that, or the mobile app. Visual Edge IT hotline, it's open at 806-771-0973. We'll have the high school fan zone resume things, the 2026 portion of it, tonight, beginning at 6 o'clock. Tonight, scheduled guests, Jamie, on the high school fan zone on 100.7 The Score. With Randy Rosetta will be Estacado coach Tony Wagner from 6 to 6:20. At 6:20, Chelsea Hunter from Monterey High School. She'll be on until 6:40. Then from Memorial at Friendship, it's CJ Villegas from 6:40 to 7. And then from 7 to 7:30, Parker Hicks, the boys basketball coach at Liberty. And Randy notes there's a huge basketball game on Tuesday night, which is tomorrow, and we'll have it for you on 100.7 The Score. The Liberty girls and the Estacado girls, and then the Liberty boys and the Estacado boys. And that game will feature number 15 Estacado and number 13 Liberty. Okay.
All right. Good
so,
luck.
Yeah, so that will come to us from the Liberty gym.
Season is upon us for some
Yes.
of these teams, or actually for some of them. I think it actually happened before the start of the break, but yeah.
And then tomorrow night on Sunny 97.7, it'll be Memorial girls and boys in action. The girls will face Levelland, and the boys will take on Big Spring, and that will come to us from the Memorial gym. Have you been to that facility yet?
I have not.
Okay. Curious. I'm sure it's got everything that it needs, just like the Liberty gym. You know, 2 hoops. You know, plenty of chairs for the benches and things like that. Stands, stuff like that. Mm-hmm. I'm assuming no suites yet for. That's probably coming for high school gyms, right?
I believe they have one saved specifically for you, Chuck.
I don't know about all that.
Well,
Suites at high school gyms?
You just never know. I mean, I'm sure that somewhere somebody's got one, would be my guess. We'll have Lady Raider basketball with Krista Gerlich tonight from 6 until 7. And then the ladies tomorrow travel to Morgantown. They'll play at West Virginia on Wednesday night. And we will have that for you on 93.7 The Eagle on Wednesday evening. And then Saturday afternoon, they'll play in Cincinnati against the Bearcats at Fifth Third Arena. It's the weirdest name. You have to really think about it when you say it. Fifth Third Arena. It's a bank, big bank there in Cincinnati, Fifth Third Bank. I don't know why, but it is. That's what they call it. But
Okay.
I'll investigate that for you. Okay.
One of the many reasons I don't usually, bring up the name of the arena.
Yeah, right, because it's hard to kind of figure all that out. So we'll have Coach Gerlich on tonight from 6 to 7 here on Double T 97.3. Just some breaking news. Kevin Stefanski has been dismissed as the head football coach of the Cleveland Browns. He has been there for 6 years. He will now be expected to be a top candidate in the hiring cycle for somebody else. So you get fired from one place and boom. With that,
You never know.
you never know.
One door closes, another one opens
Yeah.
up somewhere.
Yeah. So there you go. So that's
Good news for somebody.
Yeah, right. Raheem Morris got fired last night as the head football coach of the Atlanta Falcons. They also dismissed their general manager as well, and they finished 8-9. I mean, it kind of felt like the Falcons were making a little bit of a move, but apparently not a move enough. And in the NFC South, you had Carolina, Tampa Bay, and Atlanta all finish 8-9, and Carolina is the division champion because of how everything worked out. And so, people are going to complain about a sub-500 NFL team hosting a playoff game. But hey, they won the division. Meanwhile, in the NFC West, the 3 teams that are advancing onto the playoffs also have the most wins in the entire NFC. Seattle at 14-3. The Rams and the San Francisco 49ers both finished at 12-5. and nobody else had more than 12 wins in the NFC.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just crazy how that happens every once in a while. Because here, just a couple of years ago, it seemed like that the NFC West had a sub-500 team, host a playoff game, and people were up in arms about that.
Yeah, I wouldn't say I'm up in arms over it, but I do think that I don't know, in that situation it feels like the other one should be hosting. I think the Texans should be hosting, not the Steelers.
Okay, because the Texans had the better record at 12-5.
Yeah.
Steelers are 10-7.
You can give them the 4 seed all you want. That's fine.
Mm-hmm.
But they have to go play on the road because the other team has a better record.
Yeah. Well, at some point in time, they'll probably just do away with the divisions anyway. But it used to be that winning the division meant something, but then
it does. You get to host a playoff game.
Yeah.
Right, a little bit more than that, but yeah, I guess that's.
But if you're winning a terrible division, then you shouldn't. Get to host.
It kind of all works out in the wash, though.
You still get the 4 seed. That's fine. You still get something. You benefit from it, from winning your division. It matters.
Okay.
It guarantees you a spot in the playoffs. Because otherwise, you wouldn't have gotten in with that record.
Right.
Right.
Yeah. You wouldn't have been a wild card team with that record.
Yeah.
Right. No question.
I have no problem with division winners getting a home game.
Yeah, I'm not up in arms over it, but
okay.
My outrage meter doesn't even whiffle at all. It
doesn't whistle at all.
It doesn't whiffle at all. It's completely flat. Doesn't bother me at all. I am perfectly happy with the win your division, get a home game, get something because you won your division, which we all say division games matter the most.
Yeah.
Every time we play one, you won your division. Congratulations. Probably because you beat the teams in your division.
Did you have any outrage yesterday with the Cowboys, or have you already kind of had your outrage with the Cowboys?
What would I supposed to be outraged by with the Cowboys losing to the Giants?
Just that the season ended without getting
the season
into the
was over 4 weeks ago. The season was over when they lost to Arizona.
Yeah.
They made a nice little run to give everybody a chance. That season it's been over. Didn't even turn the game on yesterday. Didn't have to. Knew what was going to happen.
Yeah.
The season was going to end
at
about 3:00 yesterday.
And
it did.
And it did. And it did. And you don't have to worry about them anymore.
Don't until next year.
Yeah.
Well, NFL draft will be fun.
Yeah, at least they didn't mess that up too much.
Oh, they did. From when they got eliminated, they won 3 more games.
That's true. Yeah, that's true.
I'm sorry, 2 more games.
This has been the Morning Drive Podcast, presented by Cantex Roofing and Construction. Check out our library of Double T 97.3 podcasts at doublet973.com.